Hey friends, over 60% of you are listening to me right now on an Apple product. iPhone, iPad, iTunes. I need your help. The truth is, Apple will make this podcast more discoverable to new listeners the more reviews it has. So I'm here asking you to take a moment and leave a review. If you've gained any value from this podcast, the greatest thing you can do for it, besides spreading the word and telling friends, is leaving a review. It's real simple. If you're on your phone, head over to my podcast page within the Apple Podcast app and leave a review. Or if you're on a computer, you can head over to my podcast page within the iTunes app. That's it. That's all I ask. And if you have other podcasts that you love, do them a favor and do the same for them. It'll make their day. Now let's get this podcast started already. Welcome to the Gary Cantrell Podcast, and on the show today, I'm talking all about getting your start on a weight loss journey. That's right. I'm hoping that those of you that are listening to this right now may stumble across this as you're starting your journey. Day one. And you know what? Even if you've been on this thing for a while, if you're struggling, if you're trying to find your purpose, this might be for you too. So let's get into it. I've talked many times on this podcast about the origins of my story, my weight loss journey, the ups, the downs, starting and stopping like 7 or 8 times over the course of the last 10 plus years. I've talked about it. I've been open about it. And I describe it best as January of 2017, where I had my awakening. And I realized that now was the time, right? Now was the time to start and to make that impact in my life, to better myself, to fix myself, because I felt like I was broken in many ways. I was waking up every day in pain, sore. The moment I left my bed and my legs and my feet hit the floor, immediate pain. Sometimes laying in bed, I'm in pain because my body was just so big at nearly 400 pounds, and it was painful. So I finally made that decision to give it another go. And here's the thing. If you're starting this journey for someone else other than you, you need to check that before you even get started. You need to think long and hard about why you're doing it. Now, the obvious thing to say is, well, I'm overweight, I'm unhealthy, I want to get better. Of course, great. That's what we all want. And I encourage you to go after that 110%. But you got to make sure that your mind is in the right place before you get started. If it's your parents or your spouse or your siblings or your friends or pressure because other people think less of you because you're overweight, if you're doing it for anyone else but you, that's the wrong mindset. It all has to start with you. So I want you to take that and remember that as you're getting started in your journey. You're doing this for you. Yes, if you have the spouse, you want to live a long life for them. If you have kids, you want to live a long life for them. I get all that. But most importantly, and this is not selfish, by the way, you have to do it for you. Because no one's going to wake your ass up and to get out of bed early in the morning to get started. Or no one's going to poke you and tell you at 5 o'clock in the afternoon when you're off work, hey, it's time to go to the gym. That's when I go. That's why I gave that example. But it all begins and ends with you. This whoever else, they're not going to go to the gym for you. They're not going to meal prep for you. They're not going to portion control or whatever else is involved in all this. They're not going to do any of that for you. It's going to be you. So I want you to remember that the very first thing, you're doing this for you. No one else. Now, you're ready to get started. Now that you've got the mindset perfectly clear, you're doing this for you. Now that you've got that, now you're ready. And maybe you've done all this research online or watched YouTube videos. We're all guilty of it. We jump on YouTube and we get in this black hole of videos where you watch one, and then when that one's ending, there's one that's auto playing on deck, ready to go, and it's somewhat related to the one you just watched. And the next thing you know, 3 hours later, and all you've done is watch YouTube videos. And there's going to be all these people out there telling you what to eat. They're going to tell you how to work out. They're going to tell you all this stuff because generally, most people, I can't say all people because there are some good people out there, and you have to use your BS meter to detect who is real and who is not. Usually if they got promo codes in their bios and YouTube channels that link to products related to weight loss, there's a good chance that they may not be a good person, or they might be. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I can't judge everybody, but everyone's going to tell you how to work out, what to eat, when to eat it. They're going to try to walk you step by step through every bit of your weight loss journey. They're going to say, you got to follow this plan. You got to eat this food. You got to do this workout. And my friends, I want you to take this approach. I want you to take in all the information because learning is good. I think it's great. If you want to spend 3 hours on YouTube learning different things, I think that's great. Go for it. The more information, the better. But you got to know what's real and what's fiction. Okay? You got to know what is going to work for you. Because this is the number one question I get every time somebody stumbles across my page, my podcast, my YouTube, whatever they stumble on. Instagram is usually the one. Hey, man, how'd you get your start? What's your diet looking like? What's your workouts looking like? And I say, you know what? I'm going to tell you what it is. I have no problem sharing. I share everything. I probably share too damn much. That's probably what I'm guilty of. But I always preface it by saying, I will tell you what I'm doing. But in the end, for true success, you got to find the things that are best for you. And that's it. Because in the end, if you don't take some semblance of this knowledge that you found and you don't customize it to work for you, you're setting yourself up for failure. And that's facts. Because the reality of the situation is that 9 times out of 10, if you try to follow someone else's plan to a T, you are more than likely not going to succeed at it. And that's not because you're a bad person. That's not because you're a failure. That's not because you suck. It's just because you're following someone else's plan, and we're not all created the same way. Our bodies react differently to things. We're not all created the same way, okay? So you're setting yourself up for failure if you're going to follow someone else's plan to a T. You got to follow your own plan. When I got started, and again, I'll preface it again, this is how I got started. Find what works for you. Take the mindset of what I'm doing and apply that to things that you like to eat and workouts you like to do, and set yourself up for success. Don't say, well, gee, Gary did exactly this, and this is how I'm going to do it. I tell people, I don't have anything to sell you other than maybe my t-shirts, but I'm going to leave that at the end because that's not important right now. We're talking serious stuff, okay? I'm not here to sell you anything, but a different way to think. So take the mindset and make it customized to you. So for me, when I got started I said I'm going to start out very slow. When I say I'm overstocked on patience, that's not some BS slogan I put on a t-shirt, although I did put it on a t-shirt because I like to wear it because I feel that it's true, okay? It's real life, because the other thing in this thing that you'll find is that everybody is in a damn hurry. or most people are in a damn hurry. And we'll keep going down this road here. But everyone's in a hurry. And I said, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to show everyone that you can go at a slower pace. You can take your time and still be successful. And that's exactly what I did. When I got started, I said, I'm going to go to the gym a minimum of 3 times a week. It eventually ended up to 4 and 5, but I started out at 3. Baby steps, okay? Slow baby steps. I'm going to go to this gym, and I'm just going to walk on the treadmill. I didn't say I was going to run. I didn't say I was going to jog. I said I was going to walk on the treadmill because I'm not in a damn hurry. If I was in a hurry, I'd be running, right? Isn't that what happened? Think about that. When you're in a hurry to get somewhere, what do? You haul ass. You run. I'm not in a hurry, and neither should you. You should not be in a hurry. I jumped on this treadmill, and I said, at minimum, I just want to go on it for 1 hour without stopping. And on my very first day, because I took my time, I completed that task. I set a realistic goal, and I smashed right through it. That's another thing. Don't set goals that you know damn well you're not going to obtain. Don't set yourself up for failure and then let yourself fail. You want to set yourself up to win. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to set goals that I felt were realistic so that I could win. And so I said, I'm going to walk continuously without stopping on this treadmill for 1 hour. And that's exactly what I did. On day 1, the first day in the gym, I did that. And look, if you're nervous about going to the gym, I get it. Believe me, there's a lot of people, they have anxiety, they fear the gym, and I understand that because there's a lot of assholes in the gym who make you feel bad for being there. And those people, they are the ones that are broken. It is not you, okay? So just remember that. They're broken, not you. You're in there to make yourself better, and you don't need to worry about these people. So if you have anxiety about going to the gym, that's fine. Go outside and walk. Maybe find yourself a cheap Fitbit, or if you're a tech junkie like me, an Apple Watch, and these things will track your distance. And set a goal like a mile, set a half a mile, set what works for you. Because you know what? I know before I even started this at nearly 400 pounds, I know I could walk a mile. Because I used to walk around the shopping centers and shopping malls. It's really weird. I used to love the window shop. Me and my buddies, we'd go out to the mall and just walk around. It was kind of pointless, but you were getting to hang out with your friends, and that was cool. But it was always walking. And yes, I felt tired, and yes, I would sweat, and that was awesome. The problem was I never did it on any kind of regular basis. So now I took something that I knew that I could do, that I knew was possible, and I said, I'm going to do this on a routine basis. So I set a schedule for myself, customized to me. And I said 3 days a week. I set those days, which just happened for the record to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That was the initial schedule. And I said, I'm going to give myself the weekends off. I'm going to go in 3 days a week, and I'm going to hammer out this walking on the treadmill. And I went on the treadmill for like 6, maybe 8 months straight. Excuse me. 6 to 8 months straight. And it was awesome. And as I would go, again, I would customize it. Go a little bit faster if I felt like it. Up the incline if I felt like it. And by 8 months, I felt comfortable jogging in some instances. And even running a little bit. Little sprints. And it was awesome. But you know what happened? I did it because I was ready to do it. I didn't do it because some book or some podcast or some, guy on YouTube or somebody on Instagram told me I had to do this. I did it because that's what it felt good to me. Okay? So there's the exercise part of it. Well, let's talk about the diet part of it, because there's so many diets out there. There's so many diets you can pick from. You know, one of the big popular ones on Instagram is keto. Everybody's doing keto. I've never done it. I'm not going to slam it or anything like that. I've just never done it. People like to do it. People like doing other stuff, Weight Watchers, paleo, all these different diets. And that's fine. There's different ways, and people have different ways of achieving their goals. And I think that's great. So if you're a keto person, keep rocking it. Paleo, Weight Watcher, whatever you're doing, low carb, all that stuff, do all that stuff. I'm not some nutritionist, but I'm just rattling off all these buzzwords I hear on Instagram. Do it. Rock it. If that's what works for you, if that's what you like, if it's foods that you like, rock it. Because guess what? I'm the kind of guy where I'm a picky eater. I'm an extremely picky eater. And I don't like a lot of things. I really don't. In fact, I don't like most things. And so for me, it was way tougher because the mindset is, because everybody's telling me, you got to eat this, you got to eat this, you got to eat that, you got to eat that, whatever. And all that, that's more noise. And again, I'm not some nutritionist. I'm not going to tell you got to eat this, you got to eat that. But here's what I will tell you. When you're starting out, especially if you're a picky eater, find stuff that you like and just change the portions. Maybe find a slightly healthier alternative to things that you like. Okay? Perfect example for me. What got me to my 100-pound loss inside of 12 months, or was it 13 months? 12 or 13 months, whatever. What got me to that 100-pound weight loss within that time frame was straight portion control. I didn't go and say, I'm never eating this again. I'm never eating that again. The only thing I actually banned, and this is not like a specific food type, it was a places, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, and I banned soda. Those are literally the only things I banned. But as far as like food, like, you know, I sometimes I still crave the hamburger from a restaurant like that. So you know what I do? I just go and get something different. You know, I'll find a turkey burger, right? Maybe it goes on a wrap instead of a bun. See? So I just make these changes. Here at home, we used to eat turkey burgers for dinner on a regular basis. It's just something we liked. And yes, I'm a picky eater. My wife hates me for it because she likes a lot more stuff than I do. And so instead of Big Gary eating 2 turkey burgers, that's right, 2 turkey burgers with all the fixins and our sides, green beans and corn and mashed potatoes and all that stuff. Instead of eating 2, I just ate 1. And that was still with the bun and the cheese and the sauce and all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? Then eventually I said, I'm going to dial back on this bread thing. And again, it's customizing to how you feel. And I said, all right, let's replace the bread with a wrap. Boom. Done. And that was it. So how I found success, how I got to 100 pounds lost inside of, let's just call it 13 months, because I can't remember if it's 12 or 13, was customizing things to me. Setting a set schedule customized around my life for my workout, and setting this quote unquote diet. I'm using air quotes because I don't really think of it as a diet. It's more portion control. And I practice 4 pillars, and I talk about these a lot. So if you've been with me for a while, you already know what I'm going to say. And if you're brand new, which is who I really hope I'm talking to here, there's 4 pillars that you can apply to your life. And this is not just weight loss, by the way, but there are 4 pillars that you can apply to your life that is going to set you up for success for the rest of your life. If you apply these 4 pillars to everything, you will win. You ready? Patience, consistency, hard work, and love yourself. And that's it. And this is especially key in the weight loss space, because everybody, especially on Instagram, wants you to buy all their supplements and their pre-workouts and their wraps and all this kind of, green teas and herbal tea and all kinds of stuff. Detox tea. That was what I was looking for there. So many people on Instagram have something to sell you. They got a little promo code in their bio. Yeah, click this link. Here's my promo code. You gotta have some of this stuff because it's gonna make you lose weight. BS. Half these people that are selling this stuff don't even use it. Half of these people are in great shape and they're preying on people like you because we're always in a damn hurry and we want things quick. And the reality of the situation is we didn't put this weight on quick. It was put on over time. And that's real talk. So you can't expect it to come right off. And for these people to prey on people like you, like me, to say, buy this, buy that, follow this plan, follow that plan, there is a motive there. So above all, believe in yourself, ignore the noise, and fight like hell for the life you want. Patience, consistency, hard work, love yourself. That is it. That's the 4 pillars, and that will reach you success. And the hard work is a big one, folks. You want to know why? Because hard work always wins. And that's the end of that rant. You can stop the podcast here if you want, or you can stick around and listen to hardworkalwayswins.com, my website, my clothing line, but more importantly, my mantra. I speak it, I wear it, I live it. Folks, this is my clothing line. I started it. It inspired me. I wear these clothes. I get inspired. Others wear these clothes. They get inspired. That's what it's here for. That's the message. If you go to hardworkalwayswins.com right now, use the code Gary's Podcast. You're going to take 10% off your first order. We have the Hard Work Always Wins shirt. We have the 4 pillars, patience, consistency, hard work, and love yourself t-shirt. We have the Fight Like Hell, Be You, Do You, For You. We have so many great shirts and designs and variations, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, hats, phone cases. Dude, these phone cases are so sick. I just got mine not too long ago, and I am in love with it. I think it is awesome. So go and check out hardworkalwayswins.com. Gary's Podcast is the code, 10% off of your order. Go and check it out. Support the website. Keep me afloat, folks. I'm drowning over here. I'm waiting for your orders. I'm kidding. But get inspired and join the Hard Work Squad today at hardworkalwayswins.com.